This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for May 19th, 2023. It's currently April 9th, 2023, 6:36 p.m. Eastern Time. And the shuffle file that we're about to play was created on February 26, 2023 at 5:52 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here. All right, so the overall theme and behavior, there's this notable cash out opportunity here, or either that or there's a day trade that like a significant amount of money can be made, but there's trading here with an exit play. Behavior, usually there's like some sort of rotational on key support, or there's some sort of key support that's highlighted with a lot of price change involving that key support, either price change into it or price change out of it, or both. Behavior around the highest high after establishing support on a one-day scale. There's a fast sudden move higher that'll stand out on a one-day chart kind of scale. Behavior out of the lowest low. There's a rally along the diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance on a one-day scale, meeting secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. I'm advised to trade around the rally into a key resistance level on a one-day scale. That from that resistance level, there's a decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. And then it looks like overall volume should be bearish. We should have bearish volume. Especially at a point where we meet a key technical price level near price, like there's a low with a key technical price level and a lot of volume that takes place near that. It's also interesting. We need to point out here that there's a congruency. Here, the abundance card appears in the sneak preview card. Same card, so there should be an important peak here at the end of the day. When we look at the 1 month, we're already at like Hermit card early in the day, and then 10 of Cups energy, which is an overbought peak or crest that we sell off from. By Monday, we're at Queen of Discs, revisiting a support level that was recently a past opportunity in the midst of sideways rotation, and there's probably a prominent trough there. Interesting. So it looks like Hermit first thing in the morning, meaning that we revisit a support level here, probably okay, I see. So we have a decline in the morning. We revisit a support level here midday. It's an important technical price level on a multi-day chart. We break down through it to create a low, and then that decline, there's a lot of volume. We turn around and we rally higher, and there's an unexpected move to the upside towards the end of the day. Interesting. It's a little difficult to determine if we end higher or lower. My sense is that we probably end higher, but it's difficult to determine that. So be careful, guys. It's really tricky here because the abundance card in a lot of cases is a new local high. So we form a low here, and then we have a new local high at the end of the day. But there's also a low correlation there, and the overall theme card, we sell off from a peak or crest. So it could be that we end at the peak and then there's selling off over the weekend. That's probably what it is. We end at a peak and then we sell off over the weekend. So we meet a resistance level, we poke through it momentarily, then we turn around and we rally unexpectedly into a peak or crest, and then over the weekend we drop, and there's a gap down in the morning on the. Let's see, is there a gap down on the 22nd? Looks like there's a gap down on the 22nd. Okay, so that's pretty solid. I'm advised to be cautious around the high in the pre-market. It looks like we probably opened at a new local high based on this. Well, maybe that, or we just opened higher. Um, but I'm advised to be cautious there. Multiple false tops or multiple false bottoms, or some sort of tricky chart behavior that can make you do the wrong thing. At the open, we're rallying into a high. And that rally into the high offers an opportunity to open up a short position, possibly then even cash out of that short position. Like if we open at a low and we're rallying, like let's say there's a high in the pre-market and we decline into a trough around the open and then rally again. Hopefully that trough one could open up a long position, and close that long position like in the first half hour. But more likely what'll happen is around the open we'll be rallying already into a high, probably multiple false tops in the pre-market. Yeah, there's a range that's bound, and a bit of a decline from a crest or peak, and then we're rallying in the open. A period of volatility out of the open, to a trough around 950-ish. And then there's a fast sudden move higher marking the end of that period of volatility. So we go from a rally around the open, offering an opportunity to open up a short position, and then you could close that short position around 945. If I'm wrong about that, you could also close it probably around noontime, or actually probably a little bit after noontime, for more of a profit. Between roughly, so out of that trough around the 950 range, there's a rally at like 10 o'clock, a rally at 11 o'clock-ish, like a notable move to the upside at 11 o'clock-ish, and a failed attempt to break through key resistance somewhere probably around noontime, maybe before noon or somewhere right around noon. So a notable rally out of that trough at 950, notable rally really showing itself at 11 o'clock, and then there's out of that rally there's a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a one day, and then out of that rally there's a decline to meet support on a one-day scale. We break through that support, meet a second support, and rotate sideways along that support, and that takes us into the low midday. We break through the low momentarily, but there's an opportunity there around the low to position oneself with a long position. Okay, so I would position myself with a short position in the morning at a high. I'd open up a long position at a key resistance level, which should be to the downside here around midday. And then we'll dip through that resistance level probably momentarily. I would open up, I would close a short position there when we dip through that resistance level, probably between like between like 1 and 2, somewhere 1 and 230-ish. But there's a rally between 2-ish and 3-ish, or bullish behavior between 2-ish and 3-ish. We're bumping up against resistance or bumping along resistance. Sometimes we break through and then we bump along resistance some more, but a bit of a decline around 3 o'clock, like 3 o'clock to 3:10, 3:15-ish. And then we have a rally through resistance level. We stay above it briefly. It's like an unexpected move higher out of a decline into the close. An unexpected move higher out of a decline into the close. And we break through resistance momentarily before we turn around and we decline. Alright, so it depends on where this move higher through resistance, like new local high, moving through resistance, staying above it briefly and breaking back down takes place. If it takes place here between like 2 and 3, then likely what we have is a decline off of it and then an unexpected, like a decline off of it in the last hour, and then at the close an unexpected move to the upside, standing out on a 1-day chart. But if it doesn't take place, that poke through resistance briefly and then back down through that same price level, if it doesn't take place around the 2 to 3 o'clock mark, and it ends up happening within like the 3 to 4 o'clock, or the closer we get to 4 o'clock and it hasn't happened, the more likely it is to be at the close. And if it's at the close, then what'll happen is we'll likely open we either open lower on Monday on the 22nd, or we open at this peak here. It could be that we open at this peak and then sell off pretty notably, right? Because we've got this satiety energy here for the 22nd. That's a congruency, which I failed to. Oh no, I did. I got it here. It's a congruency. It's a satiety card, pretty notable. So it might be that at the end of the day, or the beginning of the day, we're at a satiety card. We'll look at that closer, but be careful because there's like a toppy thing going on over here. And then in the pre-market on the following day, there should be a rally that offers an opportunity to open up a short position. Looks like that's pretty accurate. All right, guys, that's the S&P 500 for May 19th, 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Guys, if you're interested in seeing similar predictions like by the hour for another ticker, we actually provide that service, Estimeta Forecasts. It's one of our premier services. And you find it right here, 1 month consecutive daily crypto readings, which will get you basically a month's worth of daily readings by the hour of whatever crypto you want. Crypto is a lot more work than stocks, so it's also a little bit more expensive. Or it's about 50% more expensive. It's about 50% more work. And then we do it for stocks as well. All right, guys, don't forget to follow that rule of karma. Super important for the multiverse. You do so at our resources tab here. 5% back to the channel, PayPal, Cashapp, 5% forward to one of these charities, and make sure you spend that money out of love. The universe will send it back to you tenfold in all directions, my friends. Later.